Everybody, welcome back to Sid and Modern Life, Season 2, Episode 74 with me, Sid. And last episode we were preparing ourselves to go into space. We are still a long way off. And we hit a problem with tin. So, long story short, I didn't have much tin. Tin doesn't audible. And I needed to go mining for tin. I tried the mining dimension. That really didn't help me a great deal. And yeah, so didn't have much tin. So I went out and I had a little search. And I went out to our Olympus, and I noticed that this area over here hadn't been explored over towards here. So we've got a landmass there, and I flew up this way and I went into a cave down there, and I found loads and loads of tin close to the surface because the ore gen for Galacticraft doesn't exist in these chunks, but it did up here because it's not being generated, and tin is far more common. Anyway, long story short, I've now got 55 tin. I don't know whether that's going to be even slightly close to this, but we need tin because we're going to need to make aluminium, tin and steel sheets. Let me just get that back. We need to basically make, let me get the Galacticraft stuff. We need to make this stuff, heavy duty plates. And we can make them like this. We can go with 2 bronze, 2 compressed aluminium, 2 compressed steel. Now compressed steel is made like that. 2 steel in the compressor makes a compressed steel plate. It's pricey. Aluminium, the same. Bronze, the same. However, bronze is made by combining copper and tin, and copper is made exactly the same. So this is getting expensive. And I did a little bit of fertling around in the configs and checked my checks and checked the checks and did the things. And let me find the right one. Are you a plate? You are the plate. This is 1-to-1. So yeah, we can basically double our input or output of this, which is good. That kind of halves the amount of resource, certainly the all important tin resource that we're going to use. While we're there, let's just have I know this isn't important, but one day we'll have mead up to a top quality. Until then, plunk. We'll just keep doing that and drinking on the job. Oh, we didn't get inebriated out of that one. That's impressive. Okay, yeah, let's see what happens there. So this is doing its thing. We'll let it do its thing, and once all of that's done, I'll be back with you. Alright, so we've hit the first snag. The tin worked fine, but the copper gave me immersive engineering copper plate, so that may not work. Electric compressor on. Not going to work? It's not going to work. Alright, so we need to get compressed copper, which we get via that. So just checking where we're at. We've got a reasonable amount of stuff over here. These are there. We've got some heavy duty plates, and we need, I think it was 31. So yeah, I need to do some compressed. Oh, hang on. Have I got copper here? Did I have? I've got 30 copper. We need a little bit more, but 30 copper will be a start. That'll give me 15, I think. Is it 1 per, and it does 2 per run. Yeah, so definitely going to need some more copper, so I need to go and get that one going. I'm probably going to need more steel as well. I don't know whether they've got any. I've moved the astral platform back up there, by the way. You can't see it from Olympus when it's down here. It's in the floor. Who knew? Okay, so copper. Give me some copper. Steel. Alright, I need some more tin. I've made everything we need, but what I want to do is I've set up the purple bagger ender pouch to ignore full oxygen tanks, but take out oxygen tanks which aren't full. And what I want to see is if I can come up with a system whereby we can return. Have I got any rockets on me? Yes, I have. So we can return. That's not going to help. Ow. Still not quite got this malarkey. The easiest way I found of doing this, by the way, is just to jump off a tall object and do this. Yeah. Where was I? I was ignoring objects which are in new terrain, and slow down. That'll do us. Way right. Yeah, ignore the objects which are in my tanks that are empty, that are full, but import any that are not full. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm failing to say it, admittedly, but let's just run over this way. I need to find. I'm going to resist the. Oh, hello. I'm going to resist the siren's call of the nest, but I'm not going to resist the siren's call of that village over there, because. And there's some terrain down there. Wow. Note to self: don't land on cacti. Yeah. Hang on. Is that what I think it is? What are you? Come here. It's a roadrunner. Meep meep. I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, I don't really steady on there, matey. I suppose we should. It's wrong not to take this stuff when you're in the area, isn't it? Oh, not that. Right, yes. So I've forgotten completely what I was talking about. I know it's rare for me, but I have completely. It is gone. It's just bloody well gone. No, might as well just not bother. Yeah, we'll take that. That's all freebie stuff. That's got some stuff. The coffee maker I know I can't get because it's just too fragile. And that, well, these actually you can get because they're not connected. So we can grab all of that. That will break, of course, and so will that. And then we can take all of that and we can just whack it in there and have done with them. The world will be extremely exciting and wonderful and full of happiness. I want that. Yeah, that's everything. Right, what we actually came for was tin. Oh, damn, and there's a bit of course. Go away, I don't need you. Right, what we came for was quartz. I need to find a suitable, preferably a nice cave over, no, over there. Somewhere in ungenerated chunks. This is the key here. Oh, there's another, my god, this is village central and egg central. But, well, yeah. No, you know, I'm trying to say, no, I'm not going near it. I'm not even going to go, and I'm resisting for all I'm worth. We're going to go down here instead. And if I grab what torches I've got, which is not many, there you go. That is tin. Straight off the bat. No real effort. I don't need a lot, I just need enough to make a couple. Oh yeah, now I remember where I was talking. So I'm with it now. Oh man, I tell you, my brain sometimes is quite scary. The level of forgetfulness that I'm capable of. So I've got the option when you go to the if you've played Galacticraft or watched anybody play Galacticraft before, you will know that you have to generate your oxygen supplies when you're there. That's aluminium. I didn't want aluminium. I want tin. More tin. More tin. Tin. Gold. Yeah, we'll have it. And needless to say, that means you're making oxygen compressors, you're taking leaves and all of the paraphernalia with you to generate oxygen. Now the other alternative is, instead of doing that, you actually ignore generating oxygen and you return your tanks via some dimensional transceiver or ender hoofer, whatever it may be. You send them back, and my plan is to do that. We're going to basically try and send empty or partially full tanks back to the surface. They will to the overworld, or Earth, whatever you want to call it. I'm not entirely sure what the correct terminology is for the overworld in Minecraft, other than the overworld, which seems somewhat unromantic, and get them refilled and sent back out to me on whichever planet I happen to be in. That is the thought. What are you? Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by birds. You are a pigeon, aren't you? Yes. Skyrat. Yeah, so on that note, that's the plan. I'm just going to see if I can get a little bit more tin, because I don't know how much did I get there? No, it's about enough. Probably enough there. Probably. You can't all double it, so it's going to be touch and go. Let me just see if I can't find one more cave in the general area. If I can, we may get a little bit more tin. Yeah, I don't think we are. I think we're kind of stuffed. Anyway, I'm going to head back. We'll get this bit of tin processed up. That will allow me to test our return system, and then we can start to think about how we process and put the things into the thing with the thing. Okay. Words are not working for me today. See you in a bit. Alright, so we've got 2 empty heavy oxygen tanks, and if I go in here, I've got a full heavy oxygen tank. Ender pouch, full, doesn't move. Empty, gone. Right, so armed with that, let's now go and see what happens if it's part full. It should work exactly the same. And then the only question that remains is, do I bring, let me just get that in there, give it a little bit of oxygen. Do I bring these over to the building, or do I, there we go, that's part full. Do I, so both of those run over, no problem, and they're gone. That's excellent. But these stay in there. So what we need to do now is decide this question. Do I take these machines over to that building, or do I bring the connections over to here? Now, I can bring the connections over to here. That's not beyond the realms of possibility. That's just wire and stuff. Entirely sure the best way of bringing the wire in. Because these are not the friendliest machines to wire, as you've seen. You know what? I'm going to try and bring the wire over. So we're going to need an importer and an exporter and a whole load of our refined storage cable. Let me get that in. I'll be back in a mo. Well, we just leveled up again on our astral sorcery. It's amazing how much just placing a few blocks will do. But we're just bringing the wire in to connect up this lot here, and I'm kind of filling it in as we go. I'm hoping we're going to have enough, but we're through to here. which is a good thing. Probably want to fill all that in while we're at it. Don't want to have any unnecessary holes. Wow, dark. Yeah, this is not necessarily the best view, but anyway, once we've got this hooked in, we've got a little bit of wiring in to do at the far end. We need to go and make a cutter for refined storage to make some covers to cover the cable up at the factory end. And yeah, we're nearly there. I think we're very close to the end. We're going to need a little bit more cable as well, I think. But totally worth it in the end. I mean, obviously the other thing we'll be able to do is actually exploit this properly over here. So at the moment we've got a wire coming out the wall or up to the wall here, which is going to go underneath and above. We do need to get some, as I say, some cutters in there, and we also need a little teeny bit more cable to sort that out, and then we can link all that together, and we should have hopefully a connection. Now that's how so I need to come across what I need more. So hang on, let me just get more cable. Yeah, that should be enough. We need to come across 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, and then this way. And we should be in the realms of connecting this up. I'll do it this way around, I think, because obviously what I want to do is fill this in at the same time. Oh, that's not good. Don't want a gap. Don't want any chances for any mobs to spawn, because there's nothing more irritating than a zombie growling under the floorboards. Yeah, let me just finish this off. I'll get the importers and exporters done, and we should, I think, be good. Now, hopefully, the only question I don't have the answer for is, will this work with the Galacticraft machines or not? But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now we can put you back. We can get this back and go 1, 2, 3 and 4 and one of those, and all is good. Right, let me sleep, get the bits we need made, and I'll be back with you in a sec. Alright, so this is the cutting tool. That's what we need there. We're going to need to get our tank. Doesn't really matter which one. We'll take one of those. We also probably should check our power usage just to make sure, because I just put a whole load of wire into this. Yeah, 179. Does it give you any? 130? They don't take any, apparently. Okay, that's fine. I'd love to know what's using all the well, I suppose we can find out. Let me just check something. So there's 130 cables there, and it was 179 FE per tick. Alright, let's go and take a cable out and see what happens. Just curious as to whether these cables are adding any cost or not. We'll take out you, and we'll just go back and check, and then we'll get it all set up, and I'll stop buggering around with this thing. 179. Did it go down by 1 when we took that cable out? No. Well, there's your answer. So what we will do is get over here. Now I've made the covers. So we should be able to go and place these there. Right, I need to get outside to do this, don't I? Damn you. There. Do I need to? Yeah, I suppose. Actually, I'm alright for that side. These, if we want, I want a hollow cover, so I need to make another cut. And another one. And then we need to craft one of those to make a hollow cover. We're going to place that there. We're going to place that there. And then we're going to take these ones outside. Let me just get this sorted. Be back with you in a mo. Alright, so the exporter we are going to configure to use damage and use MBT, and it is going to export those. Use damage, use MBT. Does it? I don't know actually. Let me just think. No, it doesn't matter how much damage there is, it will export it. Okay. So if I now place that in there, that has exported that tank and it's gone in there and it's coming out nice. It'll come out nice and full. What am I doing here? Let me just try this one out. And then what I want on this side is an importer, and this one is only allowed, this will whitelist only those, use damage, use the MBT, and that is those. So that isn't full. Well, it's actually not wired in, which doesn't help either. But we bring that across, and that isn't full. As the moment that is full, it should pull out. It did. And now that's back into the refined storage system, which means that if I now go over to here and go and chuck that in, I'll wait for it. Come on. Where are you? That should be, I mean, that won't go at all. Why is that not gone? Intriguing. Why is that not exporting? Ignore redstone signal items, use damage, use MBT. Oh, well that... Oh, I think I know why. It's because there's a full one in the system. I think that's the case. Right, so we've got one last thing to do, and then I think this will be a working oxygen system ready for when we can go. And I realise we've got no rocket yet, we've got no fuel, but yeah, I need another exporter. Start. And then we need... There, come on. There we go, thank you. What we need to do is we need to come over now. Can we do it in here? I think we can. So this... Oh, no, we can't. Only if we move that over one. Well, we can. We can set you to export these. Use damage and use the MBT. And we can just hook you in like that. And there's two in there ready. Excellent. So as long as I don't lose that, which I can't unless I die or drop it or do something, we're laughing. Right, let me sort out what we need to do next, and I shall be right back with you. Alright, I've got the bits and pieces we need for the next stage. Before we do that, however, Let's go and have a look what we can do with our perks. Now, I've taken us down this line here, so I could go off and go for another 4% increase. But I think a 5% increase in life and a 10% increase, maybe that would have been elemental resistances. We can, as long as we keep building these up, we're fine. So maybe go there and there next time, but we're steadily building those perks up. I've got to say, I do like this new. Oh, hang on, where's? There we go. That's better. Right. So we should have everything we need to actually now build a rocket. As I say, we don't have everything we need to. Or we almost have everything we need. There's a couple of things missing. So I need to take 16 steel. And we need to make some steel plates. Bang, off you go, you do your thing. This is doing its thing, this is all good and fine and everything's really excellent, and I'm really happy with this because this is going to make it so much easier to go to other planets. We've got those. We can straight away make, I think it was that, wasn't it? Yep, there's our nose cone. What else? We use these to make these rocket fins, and we need them to make this. For that, we're going to need some of this, so we're going to need to make a few other bits and pieces, but, you know, such is life. So, let's have a look. Uses of those is to make those. So, if we make those, we can make 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then the last thing we need is this, and we need 4. We have one. One, 2. I need some aluminium and 2 more steel. I'm going to need more steel anyway, so let's get those. Getting there, but man, this is expensive on resources. I suppose it should be. I mean, you know, we are on about building a rocket to take us to space. Okay, what else do we need? Steel. Steel would be good. Steel. We got a reasonable amount of steel. I'm not too worried about that. And aluminium. Spelt properly, thank you. I know I shouldn't call them. It's just colloquialisms and lingual drift. I actually find languages fascinating for this lingual drift thing, because where I live, there's what's the word I'm looking for here? Let me just get this aluminium done. 1, 2. Where I live, we have quite a few places in Nottingham. So, for example, I grew up in a town called Retford, up in North Nottinghamshire, and Retford comes from, the original phrase is from red ford, which basically is a ford with red clay. Exciting stuff. But in addition to that, you know, you've got things like in Nottingham we have Radcliffe, which again comes from the colloquial, you know, lingual shift of Redcliffe, and there's also Radford, which is the same lingual shift again. And I just find these things fascinating, how the language changes over the years. Right, we need to make you. So I need 3 tin and a steel. I think I've got tin. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Let me make another steel. We're getting there. We're almost ready to make a rocket. We've got no fuel, but we're making it ready to make a rocket. Oh God, what are the higher tiers going to be like? I'll say I've never actually had to do this. This is one of the biggies why I wanted to do. I think I do. Do I need more? So look at the uses again for that. It is one of those. I think we're okay. We can do. We need to be in there, and then we can look at the use for that and Bang. Oh, we've got a rocket. We have got our tier 1 rocket. Oh, look how strong I am. That's a screenshot. It's probably very stereotypical screenshot, but that's fine. I don't mind. Rocket launch pad, spare stuff, and one of those is spare as well. So, armed with that, there's a couple of things we definitely need. I'm just going to turn you off temporarily. No, I'm not going to leave it on. Just because I know I'm going to take off, we're going to have oxygen and we're not going to take it with us. We need to have a look at Galacti. We need to look at how we fuel this thing. So we need to get a refinery, presumably. And that is take input of oil and energy and output fuel used for rockets. Okay, yeah, we're good with that. I'm happy with a refinery if I've lost myself. And then there's a fuel loader which needs to be placed next to a few things. So okay, well we can. I need another copper. I haven't got that. We should make those. What do we need? Anything for that? 2 compressed steel. They're the. Let me get that going. What I will probably do is just run the refinery and fill a tank. I think that's probably going to be the best thing to do, and we'll use the oil. I did turn the oil off of the main refinery specifically for this reason. So let me get that together, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, we are heading up the hill. Even though I have moved the thing, it didn't actually help after all of that. The pillar is still in the way, so I need to decide what we're going to do about that thing there. But it doesn't matter, because we've got a nice flat expanse here. And my thoughts are, what we'll do is we'll put our launch pad down there, and we'll just pop our rocket on that. See, I'd build like a massive great gantry and everything, but it would look kind of silly. To be fair. Anyway, we're going to have like a loader here, and then we're going to have the tanks. Now the tank is going to go here. This is just the thing. We may do something fancier with this going forward. Let's have a look. The power is coming in where? That's doing something. That's doing something there. Maybe we can just pop that on there. And is the power coming in the top? It is. So we'll connect you to Cid power. We'll have a quick snooze. That's got juice. And what we need to do now is chuck some oil out to it. And let's see, get some fuel built. And again, we can make this look prettier at a later date. Right now, I would like to get to the point where next episode we can actually start going. Fuel, oil going in. Let's see what's going on up there then. Shame about that texture, but you know, it is what it is. We'll live with it. Right, is this going in the right way round? It's taking oil. That is going into there. And it's not going into this. You swine. Alright. We can put liquid canisters in there. Why is that not working then? No, does not like that at all. What about from the bottom? No, okay. I suppose we could just go and straight put a... It doesn't like that tank. What tank would it like? What else we got? Fluid tank from Galacticraft Core. Alright, we can give that, that's a nice cheap one. We can try that. We can try a black hole tank. It might be a little bit overkill. Quantum tank. Right, we've got some tanks to try. That is refining. Let me just go and grab those and we'll up. And yeah, whoa. And we'll try those and then we'll probably call it an episode. Back in a mo. Alright, first tank to try. Quantum tank. Nothing. What about fluid tank from Galacticraft? Nothing. Take that pipe out of the way. Nothing. How do I get the bloody stuff out of this? Nothing. I mean, it's going to take 24 buckets of fuel, which is a fair amount anyway. We could go liquid canisters. That's the other way. Liquid. How do you... Okay, yeah. How do I make a canister? Okay, fuel. Oil. Just want to know how to make the canister. That's the annoying... Oh, dear. Okay. I'll work this out before next episode, I'm sure. Galacticraft. There can't be that many in empty can. There you go. Tin, steel. It's actually quite pricey. I just want to try a few other things before we go any further. Let me try you. You appear to be okay. And then let me try you. Nothing. I haven't got enough to... Still nothing. What about you? Nothing. Intriguing. I don't know why that is not playing. But not the... We got fluid pipe and fluid extra. Oh, we've got so many choices. That's half the problem, I think. We can take you. We can take you. And then we can pop you there. And then we need a lever, which I haven't got any means of making on me, have I? No. Okay. Let me oh, what do I have? There is a... I can borrow you. That will do me. And we'll just stick a bit of smooth stone there. That looks nice. And then we'll do that. We'll find a way around this thing if it kills me. Which it may. It's always a possibility. Let's have a look. What happens if we try that? Oh, hello. Right. Let's leave that to run for a bit. We'll get a few buckets and then we'll put the fuel thing in there and we'll pump out of that and the life will be good and happy, I suppose. Lengths you have to go to. Anyway, we'll leave that to it and until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and bye for now.